What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. One Piece 422, 23, 22. With all the giggle games going on, and you know, Zoro and Perona over here, and Brook doing this, asking girls for their underwear, and Luffy being an idiot. The end of the episode, end of 421, honed in on this moment here. Ace and Garp having a conversation, and I hope that they stay here for a little bit, because One Piece tends to do this. I was thinking about this right before we started. You know, like I said, they'll do the giggle games, or they'll be in the middle of an arc or something like that, or Luffy will be fighting the big bad of said arc, or you know, we'll be at an island split up doing our thing, you know, the typical One Piece pace formula. And then they'll randomly cut to something that's like epic, and we're like, holy shit, where did that come from? And then they'll just never come back to it for like 5, 10, 15 episodes. So same thing here. I hope they stay in it, stay in this, let this marinate, let this conversation kind of build a little bit here. Go check back, because we had we saw them at like the dining table of Doflamingo, Blackbeard, Moria, Mihawk, and the others. So I want us to kind of like stay in that bubble before we cut to like Usopp being chased by like a plant eating, you know, you guys get what I'm saying. So let's see what we got. That didn't happen. Notorious hoodlums, he says. He's calling them thugs. No, he didn't. Are you though? Do you want to see Luffy end up like this though? He says he's proud of him and everything. I'm so curious how this is gonna end with the Garp's feelings towards the whole. Oh. Oh. I mean, I'm sure Ace is more in the loop about the family and the father and everything. This is like prime flashback content. Like, this is prime flashback content. Is this young Ace in a younger Whitebeard? Holy shit. We've also never heard them use that soundtrack before. I need more. Don't cut. Don't go away. Please come back. Now I gotta listen to Luffy giggle and make noise because he's eating too much meat and all other nonsense. I needed us to stay right there in that moment, and we didn't. Golly. It's wild. We've been getting a lot of new OSTs within the last 20 or so episodes. Soundtracks that they've never used. What is Buggy doing? What are we doing? What's the play here? Holy shit, that Sea King is massive. I was really hoping we'd never see them again. What are they doing? Alvida, what do you want? Eh? Ah, they want to save him. He's locked up. Hmm. So he's locked up. She's leading them. He's in the same lockdown as Ace. I'm so interested in what they plan to do with that story. Like this. This is in every story, not just One Piece and stuff. When you circle back around to like past bad guys, past villains and stuff. What purpose do they serve to the story? Because it's not going to be strength. They're not going to help us fight. I mean, they could deal with grunt level Marines. But I'm curious, like, what, like, clearly this Buggy, we're going to see Buggy. Probably break him out at the same time. Maybe he has good information, or we'll get a good flashback or something like that. Because this group here is so beneath us, and so beneath where the story is going, as far as the level of kid. And not everything's about power level, but I'm just saying the way the story's going. This crew and group is literally fodder. I'm talking like bad. Like really, really bad. So who knows what purpose they serve. Because they're getting smacked around by Kobe at this point. Because we're starting to get into this warlord, into this like hockey thing, into like upper levels of just like what the crew is really getting themselves into. That I don't know what Buggy, maybe Buggy just because of his devil's fruit, but even that's gonna not last very long. But like them, fucking Kaya and her homeboy, if we run into like past villains like that. We're about to enter a level to the story where like abilities are going to get insane. And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know what purpose some of our crewmates are going to serve. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this diagram. Okay. Oh. Well, that diagram wasn't up for long. Not long at all. But, like, so speaking of Buggy's worthless crew, and maybe Buggy himself. Look, what are Nami and Usopp and, like, maybe even Chopper? And, well, Frankie might get some crazy upgrades with where he's at. I don't know if that's the storyline they're going with Frankie. But what the hell are Nami and Usopp going to do with against some of the crews and power levels we're about to come up with? Because they give ass pulls written into their fights all the time. But some of them don't have devil's fruits, and they definitely don't have hockey. We start running into that on a regular basis. What are they going to do? I don't give three fluffs about your cell leader. That dude really not hear this dude walking upon him? This man has hooves. Somebody's got hooves, by the way, over there. That man had hooves for feet. BT dubs. Help? Anybody? Okay, well, that might do it. Who's this Zoan type mixture we got going here? This devil's fruit mix thing here. That's a big ass bug. So scary here. Yeah? Oh, these people just dropping to their deaths. It's been 4.5 days. Okay. Please go back to the Ace and Garp. Alright, we're here. We're here. Alright, so she's supposed to be here. Luffy is not. What is the play here? The world's greatest prison. Let's see what Scooby-Doo activities go on here where we get ran around and chased and not captured and somehow are able to break Ace out or something. Even though, like I said, that Ace storyline might not be good. Like, I think the Whitebeard stuff is happening regardless of Ace's fate. But you remember how this happens like a lot of times. We go places and people can't catch us. Remember how we were running around at the Amazon island for like 5 episodes, like Scooby-Doo chase, like just not able to catch us. I'm curious if the world's greatest prison, if we're gonna be able to run around and play giggle games. Luffy, get out of the window. I don't even want to know the people they have in there. Yeah, I did. I'm trying to think if maybe you think we do a little reunion of like every character we've come out. Do you think we see everybody? Like we run into everybody? Calahodor, Crocodile, Buggy. We already know Buggy's here. Who else have we slapped around? Think any of the CP9 members are in here? I don't know why they would be. Maybe just for failing. But I'm curious, some of the guys that are held that aren't Devil's Fruit wise, that are really strong, how do you hold them down, by the way? Unless the guards or something they have are that strong. I can understand like making Ace weak or making Buggy weak or Crocodile or something like that because they have the Sea Prism Stone and stuff like that. But if you have Hockey, like how are you holding them cap? Like how do you contain that? Like how do, like a Rayleigh or something? Remember he was in chains? It was like, oh, he's in chains. And just flexed and bust out of there at any point. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. What? What are the chances? I mean, it's for the story purposes. What do you mean Buggy escaped from his cell? This is what I was just saying. Like, if Buggy's goofy ass can escape, like, how are they holding anybody down of actual power? How are these? Shouldn't he be in Prism Stone so he can't even activate it? She's not even able to come in without them talking about putting the cuffs on her. This is such a risky move because there's no guarantee that they'd even come back out, given what they're trying to do. They could go in. The two of them could go in and never come back out. Now we know the main character of the story isn't going to be locked up in prison forever. They could be locked up. Someone might have to come break them out. Or, if you've already shown me that Buggy's over here getting out, maybe they just flex and bust out. Who knows? Get as close as you can, and Luffy's just gonna have to run and figure it out. Hey, bro, put on a shirt, please. Maybe she can sweet talk. Sweet talk him. And won't have to put handcuffs and stuff or searches. Maybe, possibly. Yeah? That sounds humane. Yeah. Okay, so Crocodile is here, but why did they lock up the Warlord? I guess because he didn't report. So they've got two Warlords in here. Well, Crocodile's a former, but still. They've got two Warlords locked up. Holy shit. How the hell are they gonna pull this off? What are you gonna do, by the way? Oh, okay, I was about to say. But even if I wanted to flex and hit you with the shit. They're lucky they put a woman. But no, I'm not even lucky they put a woman because everybody on her island is obsessed with her, so maybe she could sweet talk her and turn her into stone. Oh, Lord. So they have an active Warlord locked up. What's the play here, guys? Everyone here's a bunch of Luffy. We're not known for our tactfulness. Episode's gonna end. Yeah, episode's gonna end. Do you think he just like Luffy just runs a bust out of? No, because then it incriminates Boa as well. She has a purpose to serve here coming up in the next couple episodes. Like she has to report. If Luffy busts out of her and they see it on the surveillance or it gets reported, like then she's screwed. So, Bro, quit giving me this B-roll footage to end the episode. Give me something of substance here. We got like 10 seconds left. Yeah, that's that. That's that. That's that. 33 hours. I didn't... The B-roll footage, it looked more intimidating than this shot here. I guess that's fine. So they have the Warlord locked up. Crocodile, good to see. I liked Crocodile's character. He's probably of the I guess the baddies we've run into, I think I've liked his the most. Anaru, of course, for sure, the number one. But he's probably the second one. But again, like I said, I'm curious the purpose of past villains or past characters on the purpose that they'll serve to the story. So we've got Buggy in here, Crocodile in here, Jinpei. I always thought it was Jin. I don't know his name. Never seen the character. And Ace in here as well. I'm curious if it's going to be, you know how you kind of see it in a lot of shows and movies, and there's always a plan to break characters out, and they're held in the most maximum security prison. And you know, it turns into just kind of like a all hell breaks loose thing. The prison's in chaos. The prisoners are out of their cells, and how do we get them back in? And all of them are escaping, and it just turns into just chaos, and everybody kind of breaks free. I'm curious if like that's what we're going with here. If I had to put money on it, I'd probably think that's probably the direction that it goes. Some just chaos goes on, and everybody gets out of their cells, and they can't contain everything, and it just starts turning into a mess. But the question is kind of like, where would they go? Because there's a lot of Devil's Fruit users around here, and they're not going to be swimming. Are they going to be able to take over a marine ship and get out? Maybe, probably. So we'll see what they plan to do with that. It's interesting to see to get Ace on screen, number one, because we've literally had no character development from him at all. The most he's been on screen was probably his little fight with Blackbeard, and that wasn't much of a character development. Like we weren't spending time with the character and just, you know, learning his personality and hearing him talk amongst friends, or just kind of like seeing how the character is. He was just fighting. We saw his ability, we saw Blackbeard's ability, and that was pretty much what it was. But here it was interesting to see, okay, he's older, probably has much more information and stuff about the world, about his background, about Garp, and, you know, the attitude that he has towards his dad, or I guess that's not his father anymore. I'm curious the hatred he has for him, like where that comes from. Because you would figure, you know, Ace is about that pirate life too. Like he's deep in it. He's not just some like low level pirate that just like, hey, I'm a pirate. Like the crew that he rolls with, the position that he's in, like he is a pirate. So to say that like, oh, you know, my dad's like a world-renowned criminal or like one of the worst pirates or whatever, you're kind of along that. But I don't want to say he's like the same or along the same path, but like you're in that too. So I wonder why he hates him. Could it be because he wasn't there or wanted the father growing up? I don't know. That's a whole. But like I said, that's why I was liking that moment there, because I was hoping they would dive into that a little bit deeper, and they didn't. Saw young Ace for like 10 seconds, young Blackbeard for 10 seconds. Nothing really came of it. Now this Garp a little bit is saying some of the things that we saw in the live action. But like I said, again, I'm still like, he's come to see him for a reason. Is it just to see him off one more time, to, you know, see him one more time? Does he, like I said, what does Garp want to do in this situation? You know, if he wanted to, he could have grabbed Luffy there. The first time we saw him and like nipped his in the. Now, of course, that's not how the story's gonna go. So is he just here to like let Ace know that like, I care about you, you made your decision, though there's nothing I can do to stop it. If I could, even if I could, I wouldn't. I'm curious like Garp's purpose of being here. If it's not to break him free. Oh shit. we're here now too. Oh God, I forgot. Like, I was talking about. Okay, we got Jinpei here, we got Crocodile here, we got Buggy here, Ace, Garp is here too. Oh shit, with Luffy, with Boa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, here we got a lot of shit going down here. I'm just curious. My probably biggest question I have, like right now in the overall story, is like what Garp wants to do in this moment. Is he actively going to try to break out Ace? Is he just here to tell Ace, like, I'm not here to interfere in you or Luffy's life? I don't wish that any of my grandchildren be killed, but you guys have made your decisions, and if it leads to death, that's how it leads. He's not going to take any action to prevent this. I don't know. And I don't think he could. Could he if he wanted to? I don't know. We kind of had that discussion a couple episodes ago of, given his power level, it's not like they have warlords here and admirals here, like, on set. They could, but it might be safe to say that currently here at the prison, Garp, of the people that I know from this, I might get introduced to 2 new characters next episode and be like, okay, no. But Garp is the strongest person at this prison right now. And I feel like if he wanted to, because he would have Ace's assistance, Luffy would see what's going on. He would have Luffy's assistance. If they cause chaos and have the prison just go into straight pandemonium and Crocodile breaks loose and Jinpei breaks loose and, you know, Boa wants to help us. So if he wanted to, Garp could have Garp, Ace, Luffy, and Boa, and then who knows what other criminals might be in there. Or I don't want to say criminals, they might not be criminals, they might just be held up because they're being held. What other pirates might be in here that see us, have heard of us, and choose to actually support us and, like, breaking up out of here? The force that he would have, that he could come, like, we could get out. How far would we make it once the word gets out there and we start getting hunted down? That's a whole nother discussion and different question. But could Garp, Ace, Luffy, Boa, probably Jinpei and others get it? 100% they could get out of here. So he has the means to. Will he? Curious to see if we get an answer on that. So we'll see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and as always,